In this video, we are going to talk about 4 reasons why you, as a fearful avoidant, make an amazing partner. I am Pauline, and I am truly so happy you are here because I always want you to know that you are valuable, even when you don't feel like it right now, even when you feel maybe completely worthless, as a lot of fearful avoidants do. You are not a bad person. You are definitely not worthless. You actually make an amazing partner. And maybe the more you research about the fearful avoidant, you kind of learn about all these behaviors the fearful avoidant tends to portray or do. But that's just what they are. They are behaviors that you can change and you can heal. And so those behaviors don't come naturally to you anymore. So that is not who you are. And even though the fearful avoidant attachment style is really, it's hard to have, it's a challenge to heal. It doesn't have to take years, but it also gives you so much. And fearful avoidants do really make amazing partners. And I want you to know that because I want you to believe in yourself because you deserve that. And I want you to know what's to come. Maybe you don't recognize yourself in these things right now. Maybe you do kind of have an inkling that, oh yeah, maybe I can do that. Maybe in the future I will be able to do that. So let's dive into the 4 reasons. The first one is you have so much to give that other people maybe have in them, but it's also pretty unique to the fearful avoidant. And those are things like magic, seeing the world in a magical way, which is different from magical thinking, if you know what that is. But just seeing the magic in the world, in everyday things, in life. And you might not see that right now, but maybe you do, because maybe in these little pockets of time, these little moments, you do kind of feel like life is magical. And a lot of fearful avoidants are more in tune with that, I think, because of the trauma we endured, which is maybe weird. If you want me to talk about this in another video, dedicate a whole video to it, let me know in the comments below. But so, magic. Also, adventure. The fearful avoidant tends to be very adventurous when they feel safe enough. Intrigue, because the fearful avoidant has gone through so much. There is something intriguing about you. You can ask people around you. You can ask the people you're dating. But a lot of fearful avoidants or partners of fearful avoidants say this, that a fearful avoidant is just intriguing. It's like they can't really fully understand them. And that's true because there's so much depth to a fearful avoidant. There's so much layering. There's so many aspects of a fearful avoidant because of what we've gone through. So there is intrigue. There's also depth. You give a lot of depth to a relationship or to your life. You're probably looking for truth in a way. You're looking for meaning also. You're looking for a more in-depth way of living than a lot of people do. And that might also have to do with the trauma. Like, you're looking for why am I living? Why are we here? You know, those questions tend to be asked by fearful avoidance. And even though those existentialist questions might sometimes confuse you or frustrate you, they also add a lot of depth. And for somebody that is just not used to that at all, it can be so interesting and it can really enrich their life so much to have a partner that has those tendencies to bring more depth and more meaning. So fearful avoidants also tend to love rituals and really give meaning to moments, to celebrations, to meaningful transitions and processes. It's just something that I think kind of solidifies our experience as a human being here on Earth. And a lot of fearful avoidance tends to long for that or want that. And that also brings just so much extra to a relationship if you have a partner that brings a lot of meaning into your life and into those moments that otherwise can kind of go by unnoticed. So that's already so valuable. And you might not really recognize this, that you're doing that right now, which is so logical because if you're in survival mode right now, you don't have space to do all these things and to portray all these things that are in you. But you will see that the more you feel safe and the more you heal, this just comes naturally. And also, you don't see the fullness of who you are. And partners do tend to see way more in you than you because fearful avoidance, because of the trauma, tend to look at the things they're doing wrong, the things they're missing, the things that are not going right, the things they are doing to hurt other people. But there's also already so much that you give just by being yourself, that you don't see. So then the second reason, these were already a lot of things, but this was only the first reason. So the second reason is you understand the human psyche like no other. And this might come so natural to you that you don't even realize that a lot of people don't have this. But because of everything you've gone through, the trauma, um, and the conditioning almost that you had as a child in childhood, you understand the human psyche more than anyone because you had to pay attention, you had to kind of analyze and observe what was going on between your parents or in a parent, to be safe. And securely attached children, for instance, don't have to do that, and so they don't really develop um, this knowledge, but it's more than knowledge. It's like a deeper understanding of the human psyche. And so when you feel more safe, this is such a big gift. I also made a video about 5 gifts of the, I think it was five gifts of the fearful avoidant. You can watch that also, please do. But understanding the human psyche makes for an amazing partner because you might be able to understand your partner at a level that they can't even really reach. Not to say that you have to be their therapist, absolutely not. It's still their own responsibility, but you will be able to see patterns and dynamics and really explain what is going on, where a lot of other people won't be able to see that, won't be able to put their finger on it, won't be able to articulate it or explain it. And so that will help you in your relationship with a partner, but also in life. I mean, that's just a great gift to have that is valuable to so many other people. And then the third one is you are able to tune in, because also this is what you had to do as a child. You had to tune into your parents to see where are they at, which can be also hypervigilance. But when you heal, it's just this ability to tune in without you taking responsibility, without you trying to prevent anything from happening, without you feeling very fearful of what's going to happen. You are just able to tune into your partner and kind of see and gauge how they're doing, where they're at, without asking. And right now you probably won't be able to do that when you're not healed, and that's so logical because you are dealing with yourself, and that's good. That's what you should be doing when you're healing. But you will notice that when you heal and when you've healed, that this tuning in is just something that comes natural and really will help the relationship. And then the fourth one, it will help the relationship. And it will help the relationship because your partner will be able to open up more, relax more, when they also feel safe with you, obviously. But when you tune in and you can kind of sense how they're doing, also with children, that will it will also add another layer to the relationship. And a lot of people can learn this. So the fact that you're doing that because of the trauma doesn't mean that your partner, if they haven't experienced trauma, can't do that. But because you can and you do that, your partner will have an example of what that looks like, and they will learn from that. So the fourth one is you will be able to meet your partner's needs because, again, the fearful avoidant is just so rich with experiences, with layers, with aspects, with thoughts, with everything. And therefore you understand needs way more than you think right now. And you will be able to meet more needs. You will only be able to do this when you feel safe enough that your own needs are met. And this is exactly how it should be. So you have missed something there in childhood. Your needs weren't met, weren't fulfilled. Maybe some were, maybe some weren't. Maybe none of your needs really were met. And you deserve to take care of yourself. You deserve to make sure that your needs are met. And your partner really has a responsibility in that too, to help you meet your needs. Your partner just can't meet all of your needs, especially not if you don't know what your needs are and you don't know how to express them. That's where it starts, right? Because a lot of fearful avoidants have this fantasy where they have a partner who can just tune in and feel exactly what they need and then give that to them. And that's almost kind of projection because you have that capability to do that. That's just not healthy and it's not your responsibility. Everybody is responsible for their own needs. And so your job, your task is to find what your needs are, to feel what your needs are, and to be able to express them to your partner. And then what your partner can do is try their best to help you fulfill those needs. But it's not their sole responsibility, and it's not something they have to just kind of guess or know. It doesn't say anything about how much they love you. But to come back to the point, why you make an amazing partner is because through the trials and tribulations that you've been through, you are able to meet a lot of needs of others. And this almost can maybe make you a little bit angry or resentful, and that's totally fine, totally understandable. Because why didn't anybody do this for me? Why do I have to do this for others? And I want to say again, you don't have to. Nobody is asking you, expecting from you, or demanding that from you. If they are, that's their problem. You get to take care of yourself. And because you have such a capability of understanding needs, you will be able to understand your own needs too. You just have to kind of flip the switch from trying to meet other people's needs and understanding other people's needs to understanding your own needs and meeting your own needs, because you deserve that. You completely, fully deserve that. So these are 4 reasons why you make an amazing partner as a fearful avoidant. And there's so many more reasons. And I know you might not feel that way right now. I know you might feel worthless. You might feel like you're doing everything wrong and you're not perfect. That doesn't mean that you are. It doesn't mean that you are worthless or invaluable or not valuable or not perfect in the eyes of others. So you are already giving so much more than you think. And when you heal, you will be able to just enjoy these things more. You don't have to ever do anything that you really don't want to do or resent to get love or to be safe. You get to take care of yourself. You get to meet your own needs and make sure that those are met. And that's totally fine. That's healthy. And you are completely deserving of that. So I just want you to know that you do make an amazing partner, even if you're going through a storm right now and it's difficult to see right now. You are an amazing partner. You have that in you already. It's not something you have to achieve or work really hard for. All you have to do is just let go. Release those layers of pain and trauma and fear, and this will emerge more and more. You don't have to work harder. You don't have to hold on more. Let go more. Release more. Heal more. And you will see that this will just come naturally. And I so wish that for you. So if you are ready to release, to feel this come up more naturally, please check the link in the description below to my online program. You never have to. I never want you to feel like you have to do this. You can heal either way. I'm just here to help if you want to. I am so happy you are here. Let me know in the comments below if this was valuable to you, and I will see you next time.